Hello, hello, hello. I think I did this right. Hi, Alex. How's writing? Is it still ecstatic? Hi, WL. Hey, what's up? Hi, Brian. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have to like pop out. I don't know why I decided to do it like this. I'm gonna have to pop out in 14 minutes because I have a loaf of bread in the oven. And I'm really just determined to get this loaf right. I tried making one last Sunday and my yeast had expired. So it was really sad. My yeast had expired and my whole wheat flour was expired. So check your expiration dates. Hi Josh, things are good. I'm nervous about what I want to talk about today. Why am I nervous? Get over it, girl. Why am I nervous? I don't get nervous anymore, okay? What's nervous? What even is that? I don't understand. I'm James Bond. Hi, Matthew. Hi. Oh, what's up, Stella? How are you, girl? How's life? Are you on a beach somewhere? I just think of you like always on a beach now. That's where you live. You live in a bikini on a beach. That's who you are. Oh my God. I was wondering, I mean, hey, I don't pretend to understand horror's appeal. I was wondering that you were like, oh my God, it's sending me into a trance. And it's like, I'm really there. I'm like, I wouldn't want to be there. But you know, like Stephen King seems like he's pretty, I don't know. He's fine. He's fine. I know that like for some people it's like really exciting and maybe cathartic anyway, but okay, hear me out, Alex. If you've like managed to like really like find yourself, if you have, I'm not at all surprised by the way that you're like incredibly creative and able to just like place yourself in those like worlds. That's so freaking cool. But now think about it, like you can do that with anything. You can choose like what world do you actually want to inhabit. And then you get to put yourself there through your writing. So amazing. Nessie, oh, that's cute. You're going to an event in Tulsa. What's happening in Tulsa? That's okay. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I get it. Like I was writing late last night and I was like, girl. Sometimes my characters, I'm like, what the hell are my characters doing? Why are they doing this? Why do they think that way? But I'm like, but I know, okay. I'm gonna get them out of that mess. And that's like getting myself out of the mess, okay? When you're writing, you're getting yourself out of the mess. One day. Yeah, okay. There's no demonic force. We're not doing that. You're just having thoughts. Like, don't go down there. Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you really like writing horror, just like make sure there's like a clean separation. Like don't do it. And tell yourself you're really good at getting out of like the world. Like, you know, when you watch like, I don't know, I do this. I watch a lot of like actor interviews. And they're like, oh man, it like took me down a dark, dark, dark place. Like, oh, I find it so hard to drop or whatever it is. Like, become someone who's able to drop things quickly if you do something like that, if that's what you choose to do. Like, decide like, I'm able to let things go when it's time. Like, in some way, this is like really freeing for me, and then I get to go off and like bake cakes or whatever it might be. Hi, Eric. How are you? They say cats can see the supernatural. Maybe. I don't know. Like what? What does that even mean, the supernatural? So my poor cat lives in the basement at this point because he's scared of the dog. And I'm like, yo, man, you can take him. I've been meaning to have a talk with him. So he lives in the basement, and the basement has the best acoustics. So that's usually where I like to go down and like do singing warm-ups or whatever it is. And there's like a whole thing going on. There's like a whole sitcom going on down there. Because sometimes I'm like, what is this like for him? Is he like, oh my God, what sounds is this girl making? And I've just decided like, okay, my cat loves my voice. My cat is my #1 fan. He's like, private concert. That would be so cute. Little wizard cat, you have a question. Yo, I want to hear your question. Yeah, and if anything, like writing whatever it is you did, like gave you proof that like, hey, you can write. You know how to do that. That's a habit. But like, yeah, like put yourself, I really think this like all the time, just like put yourself in worlds you actually want to inhabit, especially if you're going to be spending a lot of time there, like make it a place you want to go to. Hey, Benji. Yeah, you can call me Jen. Yeah, I go by Jen. I go by Nessa. I think one of my cats sees ghosts. How cool. I mean, I know what you mean. Have you ever seen like kids like get lost in thought though? They do the same thing. I don't think they're seeing ghosts. I think they're just like seeing things in their mind. They're just like, and their eyes are so big, like and buggy, and they're like, I love when I catch my niece doing that. I'm like, where is she? Where did she go? My eyes are green. Greenish blue. Like a little bit of gold. Slime. Slime? That's the name you chose for yourself? Okay. How's my writing going? It's good. I figured something out with it. And I'm like letting myself be really excited about it and reminding myself like, oh yeah, I actually like really care about these characters and I really care about this story and I like this story and I'm really excited about this. And I think I've just been like very mechanical about it because I felt I needed to be, and now I'm kind of letting myself get swept away in it a bit more, which is fun. But I also like I want to share something that I've been doing like just in a few days, because a friend reminded me that I was really good at this, and I was like, oh, why don't I use this when it comes to writing? I think I kind of shared it on Wednesday. It's basically like, yeah, I did share this on Wednesday. My friend was like, you're really good at like on a dime, just like switching your perspective. Like just like, what if this? And then like looking at it like that. Um, and I just realized like, oh yeah, like I can full on do that with writing. Like, yeah, I did talk about this on Wednesday. Um, so I can be like, what's wrong? Or like, oh, it's not working. Or like, oh, there's plot holes. Or whatever like the lens I might, oh, it's bad, or whatever it might be. It's not enough, whatever it might be. Um, and if that's like habitual, that's just what's going to be there, and that's going to influence how you read it and how you interpret it and how you like write the next pages, right? um but because I'm really good at this, and anyone can be really good at this, like it's not hard. If you go like, oh, that's how I'm approaching this, what, like, let's put on a different lens onto this camera, it's really good, it's really working, and then you read it, you have a completely different experience instantaneously. And this reminded me that you can do that with anything and everything. And don't think like, oh, but that's just like I'm fooling myself or something. No, like perspective is reality. You're not fooling yourself. Why is like you telling a good story fooling yourself more than you telling yourself a bad story? Hi, Book Tea. Anyway, so like writing kind of made me realize like, oh, there's like so many ways I can steal this in my own life consistently at any moment. I haven't picked up a guitar in a while, unfortunately, but I want to get back to that. You don't see it, but there's also a piano in this corner of the room. What time is it? Okay. I have to go check on my bread soon. So yeah, I play music every day at the very least. Oh, whatever happened? I wanted to get an electric guitar a while back and it just like didn't happen. Where am I from? I'm from Canada. Why? I can't. Never mind, I'm not going to talk about it. Hi, Jessica. Thank you. Thanks. I'm sure you look stunning too. You like my outfit? Yo, okay. Guys, let me know. Do you think... All right. This is like, who cares? Color theory. I care. Okay. This is more like an autumn green, right? Like it's... What is it? It's warmer? Like it's more mossy than sage, right? So I wasn't sure about this color on me. Because I think I'm more of a summer. No, I don't. What's famous in Canada? Heated rivalry? I don't know. Olive? Yeah, I guess I would call it moss, but yeah. Anyway, it's maybe not, I don't know. I don't think it's the best green on me, but it's fine. You think it looks amazing? Then you're right. Okay, I'm just gonna decide. I'm in breaker. What's up? Okay. You don't like that color in general? Yo, I never used to wear green, and then I was like, I think I'm into it. I can't with your name. I can't. Seriously? I can't. Ah. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Just give me a second. Okay. That feels so weird to just walk away. Just walk away. Bye. I think it's good, guys. I did like the hollow test. I'm determined to like master bread. Determined. Watch me. Watch me. Guys, be nice. Different shades, yeah, but I think I've gotten better at it. No? Guys, be nice. Seriously? Just okay. Like chill. It's all good. Okay? No, I don't know who that is. Okay. I want to get to the topic today. So I'm doing, for those of you who don't know, like I'm doing like a love series up until Valentine's Day because why not? And I'm covering just like a lot of these apply like beyond the category of love, but they often like play into romantic relationships or loving relationships or relationships in general. So I just feel like, yeah, I'm including them and I want to go over them like more specifically. So like last Saturday's live was about being chosen. And today I want to talk about like being a priority, being valuable, being important to someone, or just being important in general. Oh, he's a Canadian actor. Cool. Hi, Mohammed. And this is actually like, we'll see how this goes. This might just be like my train of thought, my figuring this out, my train of thought, because there's a lot I want to cover and there's a lot I have to say. And then at the same time, like, I'll be honest, some of these things, like, I'm still learning, you know? Learning isn't the right word. It's just like, I'm still stretching. I'm still rising in the oven, you know? I'm still rising. Hey, you were scrolling and found me. Thanks. Are you really in North Korea? Okay, I'm getting distracted. Okay, so first of all, I just want to talk about like value and prioritization in general. This one breaks my heart. Like, if you have any kind of belief that you're not important or you're not valuable or you don't mean anything, you don't matter, that's like that. You're worthless. I have a friend who like really thought that for a really long time. I'm worthless. That hurts me so much just to even contemplate, like, from the outside. And I think probably everyone has felt that at some point. Um, and I mean, like, if you know me, if you've been around for a while, you know that I'm just going to say, like, that's just like an occurring, that's just a thought, that's just happening. It doesn't mean it's true. You don't have to believe every thought you think. You don't have to believe every feeling you feel. At times you might think like, I don't matter, I'm not important. They would be better off without me, or I don't belong here, or I don't, whatever, I don't add anything, I'm not valuable. And like, and also for what it's worth, you're deciding, like you have some personal, like, definition of what valuable is and what makes something valuable. And I just want to say, like, that's yours. It's not necessarily true. That's an itemized list that you have made up. I talked about that last week. Like, that list isn't objectively so. Other people will have different things on that list of what makes something valuable or someone valuable. They will have different things on that list. So it might be like, you're valuable because you're hot. And for some people, that does not matter at all. That's like they would judge you for that being on your list. You know what I'm saying? Like, the list is made up. The list is made up, okay? And I also just want to say, like, you're allowed to just like jump to you're valuable because you are. You're allowed to just jump to I'm valuable, and the list will fill in. Like, whenever you give your brain a directive, or like you give your brain a truth, it'll be like, okay, well then I guess she's valuable. I guess he's valuable. I guess he's important. Let me fill in the reasons why. Let me find proof of that. In the same way that when I was talking about writing, that like at a moment, in a singular like second, I can be like reading my writing and I can be like, oh, what's not working? And that's how I'm looking at it. What's not working? I can do the same with like, I'm valuable or I'm not valuable. At a moment's notice, I can be like, I'm really important. Period. I'm really important to this discussion. I'm really important to this relationship. I'm really important in this room. I'm really important for my opinions. I'm really important for my presence, for my energy. I'm really like, whatever it might be, but you're always, always, always allowed to put that on because it's true, because it's there, because there can only be abundance. You can only have lack. You can only have like an abundance of lack of importance. Do you get that? Like, you put that on, like, you put that on, literally. I'm not important. That wasn't there naturally. You put that on. And then you start behaving in a way that mirrors that, perceiving other people as thinking that, putting thoughts in their heads, and then getting results from that place to prove it to be true. And then moving forward, you go, right. So I'm not important. So I have to behave consistently like that in different rooms for the end of time, because that's who I am. When you meet someone on the streets, you might give them your name, but essentially what you're saying, I'm not important. Hi, who are you? I'm not important. That's what you're saying. That's what you're telling them. Because you think it's true. Because you're holding that. And if you're holding that, and like, you have to be holding that for that to be true, you can just as easily hold something else. The fact is, you are important. You are important because you exist. You are valuable because you exist. Do you know how miraculous a human being is? Do you know what you're capable of? Do you actually know what you're capable of? Do you actually know how you contribute to other people? Do you actually know what your body does on a regular basis every single day? What your mind does every single day? what kind of creativity you conjure up, what kind of like expression or love or sincerity or kindness, or like, do you actually know? And if for any of you, by the way, if this like triggers any discomfort around like, oh, but I have to be modest, I have to be like humble, little old me, I want to like spin humility for you. Okay. It is not humble to put yourself down. That is not humility. Who do you think you are that you get to decide that you're worthless? Like, who do you think you are that you get to decide that like existence, which is you, because as far as like you know, it's you, that existence is not important. You think that's humble. You think that's like modest. I don't matter. I'm nothing. You think that's modest? That's the opposite, okay? You think so highly of this thought that wants to put yourself down, that you're going to believe that over the fact that you're alive, that you're here, that you're here, that you have this heart and this love and this like capacity, this brain, this breath, this voice. But no, none of that matters. You've decided I'm not important. I'm going to excuse myself from the room. And then I'm going to blame other people for not convincing me against myself. Convincing me against what I've already decided. I'm going to blame them. They didn't make me feel important. They stole all the spotlight. They made themselves more important. And that meant I couldn't be. You know, there can only be like one. There can only be one. There can't be two important people on the planet. It can't be like, we're both important. I care about you, you care about me. I prioritize you, you prioritize me. That can't exist. No, that's crazy. And if anyone ever like does something that you don't want, or like thinks in a way that isn't like immediately making you feel safe and seen, oh, well, that must mean like they don't care about you. It must mean that. It has to. Right? Because then you get to go like, oh, see, I get to go away now. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Okay, so that's like value and that's importance. And I just want all of you to be like, okay, done. I'm just gonna like add this onto my character. Like, hey, important character, main character, crucial to the story. You actually are. How could you not be? Isn't all of this happening from your perspective? Why would you cast someone in a movie that was like, you can't make yourself unimportant. You can't do it. You're only making yourself so important in thinking they're not. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, guess, too bad, you're the main character. I'm really sorry, you're the main character to whatever end you want to be. To whatever end. You get to decide. Okay. So there, that, good. You got it? Great. And now I'm also going to like draw it into relationships. And I'm going to add an extra layer because I talked a lot about value and I talked a lot about importance and like that list, you know, and that list is sometimes worth doing, honestly. And sometimes it's like really worth like developing skills or developing like different things that you feel proud of yourself for. Sometimes like that really is good, you know? That's what you need and that's what you want. Go for it. Go after it. It's amazing. And I just want to say like, especially in relationship to other people, there's a difference between like objective value and valuable to them. You are important to that person. For no other reason than you are important to them. You matter to them. And when I say you also, I'm not just talking like as an idea, as like, oh, they want to like keep you around. They want to like keep watering you and feeding you. They hope like you don't die on them. I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about like your happiness. Your happiness matters to that person. Literally, your happiness matters. Your well-being matters. And that could mean mental well-being. That could mean physical well-being. That could mean like whatever well-being means to you. It matters. They care about that. They want you happy. They're willing to do what it takes to make you happy, to make you like healthy and peaceful and calm and satisfied and fulfilled. Your passions matter to that person, whatever they are. Your passions don't have to like match theirs. They don't have to live up to some standard. They don't have to like just, you have passions. They're important. Your interests, your self-expression, your thoughts, you, whatever you think that you are, that matters to that person. Because it does. Period. End of story. End of story. And all of that you-ness, it does not take away from them. It does not take away from them. Them caring about all of that and being a part, getting to be a part of all of that and prioritizing that does not take away from them, does not take away from like their self-fulfillment or their happiness or their well-being. No, it's part. It's part of it. It's part of it. They're not whole unless you're whole. And you're allowed to have that. You already have that. I'm that important. I'm like an arm. I'm like a leg. I'm like a vital organ. Just because. Just because. Your arm is like pretty important to you, right? Like whatever you think about your arm, if like your arm falls asleep and you fall, like, you know, you do that to wake it up, you're like, oh shoot, because it's important. Not because it's the best arm. Not because like it makes a lot of money. Like sometimes that's part of it. If like I'm a pianist and I like want to take care of my hands, yes, that's part of it. But also just like having hands, yes. 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 You are that for your loved ones. You are that in relationship. Really. Really. And if there's any part of you that's like, no, I'm not. That's what you choose for yourself. That you're just like, you're not vital. Okay, if you say so. I have compassion for you if like you have any resistance around that, because chances are it's just like people made you feel like an inconvenience, and they made you feel like you were safe and you were loved. Like you were loved, but you were most loved or most appreciated when you made life easier on them. When you didn't ask for and you didn't need and you were convenient. You were convenient. You were easy. You were easy to love. Are you? I like that song, but basically like, I'm just gonna be here. It's like, you're hardly gonna know I'm here. You're hardly gonna know I'm here, you know, because I'm so self-sufficient. I'm so cool. I'm the cool girl. You're hardly gonna know I'm here, and that's gonna make you like not mind having me around all the time, right? Because like, what's the difference really? Yeah, you can do that. What's the problem about like, this is why I titled the video what I did. Are you willing to cost them something? Are you willing to be costly? Are you willing to be that? Like, yeah, I require certain things. I demand certain things. It costs you something. That doesn't make you like me less. That doesn't make you love me less. That doesn't make you think about me less. And if you think about this in terms of like, first of all, if you're any inch of a people pleaser, if this is like speaking to you in any way, I bet you let other people cost you something easily. I bet you give. I bet you give so easily. And you don't think twice about it. Because they're worth it. Because they're a priority. Because they are. They just are. So, and even if like at times you resent it or whatever, or it's annoying, or it's like, it still doesn't make them, like, you still love them, you still want them. You're allowed to be annoyed with people, by the way, at times. And usually it's just because you're like overgiving. There's a difference. So, are you willing to be costly? Are you willing to be valuable? Are you willing also to be so costly that maybe some people cannot afford you? Maybe some people cannot afford you. And that doesn't mean that you expect too much. It means that they are limited in thinking they have the capacity for you. In which case, like, you're not going to win by lowering the price. And this isn't necessarily like, yes, this could be like, I know this sounds a lot like money or like being spoiled or something, but like, maybe it's just attention. Maybe it's just like validation. Maybe it's just being seen. Maybe it's just being loved. Like, whatever priority, however, you know, like, I'm important, I'm prioritized. I get what I want from this relationship. I get what I want from this relationship. What do you want? You don't actually want, like, you want the relationship you want. You want like the attention and the prioritization and the love like that you want. And if you're not actually getting that, what are you holding on to? Are you willing to be too costly? And where are you underselling yourself? Okay. Where are you like lowering the price because you just really like those buyers? You just really like those buyers. Like, you don't want to scare them. They just come around and they're so nice to have around and they can't afford more. And I guess we're just stuck with this price point. Is that true, or are you underestimating them? Are you not allowing them to step up in the way that they would actually love to? The people that are capable of you want the people that not only are capable, but are like willing to discover that they are capable. Um, Are you important? Do you actually get what you want from this? Are you actually getting what you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And this isn't to say, like, I think a lot of people hear this and they just start like cutting people out in their lives. It isn't about that, because it's not about them. Okay, it's not about them, it's about you. It's about you making yourself small in order to keep people around. You making yourself convenient, chill, cool, self-sufficient, in order to keep them around. You don't do anything. You don't decide anything about them. I'm going to suggest that actually they're entirely capable. They want to love you the way that you want to be loved. They are like dying to love you the way you want to be loved. But they can't, because you keep like, no, you don't have to. You keep being you're too cool. Stop being so cool. Start costing something. And watch them fill in that space. Okay? And finally, like a very obvious one, which is just, do you prioritize yourself? And what I mean by this, when I said like, yes, you probably keep yourself alive. Good job. Good job. You probably prioritize your comfort. You probably do. Most people probably prioritize their comfort to some extent, whatever that might be, even if it's like, I'm only comfortable when I'm uncomfortable. Some people are like that. You probably prioritize like certain aspects of yourself, but yeah, like, do you care whether you're happy or not? Do you? Do you think you deserve to be happy? Really? Do you think it's important that you're happy? Do you think that makes a difference? Do you think that's just like something that should be, that you're happy? Do you think your passions are important? Do you think your interests are important? Do you think your hobbies, or like your career, or your money, or your well-being, or your safety, do you think that's important? Is that a priority for you? Are you willing to let that be a priority for you, regardless of what other people might think? Regardless of how selfish that might seem? Because other people will treat you as well as you treat yourself. Be willing to think you're important. Like, just be willing. Make prioritizing yourself as, what do I want to say? Like, as sensible, as reasonable, as demeaning yourself has been. Okay. Yeah, if I could just like, the biggest thing I think that I want to get across is, sometimes we can think in very like black and white, and this idea that like, if I'm asking something of someone else, like, I get to have and they lose. It's win-lose. Either I get what I want or they get what they want. Either I'm important or they're important, right? My needs are important or their needs are important. Okay, so it's this like tug of rope. And I urge you to consider something more expansive and something actually more true, which is that it's not like it's not that black and white. Your happiness makes them happy. Your well-being makes them well. You're connected. You're actually connected. You're actually the same. When you're fed, they're fed. neither of you are missing out. You know, it's like the Grinch, like when you love, your heart gets bigger. Your heart gets bigger. Okay, investing in you allows them to be a bigger person. Let them be bigger. They really want to be. You being bigger and letting them like rise to that. Hey, guess what? You guys both grew like 12 inches in one day. Amazing. Oh, Cuban, you're here. That's what I'm saying though. You're not looting them. And this isn't like, I really like need to make sure that this is clear. I'm not saying that you should like go out and be like, because it does start with, it completely starts with you. This isn't like, again, it's not about blaming. It's not about blaming. It's about you. It's about you. Okay? Stop using other people as an excuse, as like justification for like, I'm not important because look how they're treating me. No. Are you important? So that literally means like, give them the benefit of the doubt when you're with that person. Okay? Put on your little like, I'm important, I'm a priority filter. They care about my happiness filter. Put that on, okay? Put those goggles on, okay? And then spend time with them. And you're not trying to make it true, it's just true. It's just there. And then just be with them from there. You're not trying to make anything happen. You're not like, you're not throwing a fit. You're just like accepting the fact that you're a priority for them. That's it. That's all there is for you to do. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about control. This isn't about being sore at them. It's the opposite of that. It's the opposite. I really, really mean that. You're raising your own worth, and in turn, you're raising theirs. It's equal. Okay? We can only make ourselves happy. If people depend on people to make them happy, they'll never be that. I agree with you. Okay, I completely agree with you. But I also think that that is something that certain people who like don't get what they don't get, like the relationships or like the treatment that they actually really want, tell themselves that kind of as like a consolation prize, kind of as like moral goodness, like, oh, right, it's all up to me. Okay, yes, it is up to you because everything's coming from you. But if everything's coming from you, there's also the possibility for people to exist that make you happy, that care about your happiness, that try to cheer you up, that bake you a cake, that go out and get you flowers or go out and get you a video game because it would make you happy. And if they don't do that, nothing's wrong. But the possibility for that to exist, for that to be your reality, for that to be so, that like, that you get to receive from others. And yes, the happiness is always there. If they don't do that, you're not depleted. But the possibility for it is always there. And you take it in and you let it in and you let yourself be costly. That's what I'm saying. You let your happiness be part of their experience. Hi, Raju. I know, Josh. He's the best. Prioritization. Yo, Vera, thank you so much. Hi, Alexandra. There's been like so many Alexes in my life lately. Thank you. I completely agree with you. It's just like, I just want to say that like it can, like, let it include other people. Let other people be part of your happiness. Okay, you don't have to be like this you don't have to be an island. Because sometimes that's coming from a place that's like, I cannot, what do I want to say about this? It's like coming from the thought, usually it's coming from the thought that like people have let me down. People have disappointed me in the past. Okay. People have disappointed me in the past. That hurt. Therefore, people didn't prioritize me or my happiness in the past. Therefore, I cannot rely on them to consider my happiness in the future. Therefore, it's all up to me. Therefore, I cannot rely on people for any of that. Do you see how like that's distinct? Because it can be like, yeah, I'm good no matter what. I'm good no matter what. And other people are part of my life. And like they care about me and they think about me. And I am supported and I am loved and I am appreciated. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You don't have to wall yourself off. That's usually not like, I don't know, just when people say that, like, I don't think they come across very happy, actually. I think they're like, it sounds like self-defense. It's not usually happiness they're protecting. It's usually like they're just like avoiding disappointment. Yes, it comes from you. Everything's coming from you. How they show up is coming from you too. Do you get that? Them not being reliable or them not considering you in any way is coming from you. Is an assumption of you that you have, that you put on them. Is how you look at them, is how you view them. And so you see this like very much like every person out for themselves in a way. And we're all like fighting over like scraps of consideration and treatment and attention or whatever it might be. It's allowed to be, I actually think this is really important. Like, you're allowed to be connected without getting hurt. Yeah, like you're allowed to be connected. Aren't you? You are part of that person's experience on this planet. You are. They're yours. It's not about controlling them. It's not about manipulating them. It's not about like they're withholding something that I don't have access to unless they give me. I really get that. It's just like, don't let that be an excuse to be like so incredibly self-sufficient that people have no place in your life. If what you actually want is connection. Yeah, Muhammad, absolutely. When we're not happy by ourselves, we can, first of all, you're allowed to be unhappy at times. Like, you're human. You're allowed to be propped up at times by other people. At times, you know, like, that's good. That's good. It's good that we have each other. I'm really glad that you guys are here and I'm not speaking to myself on a camera. I'm really glad you're here. If I was expected to be like totally cool, totally fine, just like talking to myself all day long, that's like really hard. But yes, like it's like other people are actually like really, they're amazing mirrors, right? What do you actually want to hear from that other person? What do you want from that person? Like, how do you want them to look at you? What do you need to hear from that person? What do you need to like feel from that person? Realize that they can like yammer at you all day long. You have to accept it. So you accept it first. And you allow them to also like be reminders of what's true. Do you get that? Let them be reminders. So they're not giving it to you. You already gave it to yourself. You've already accepted it. It's already true. They're like, you're amazing. And you're like, right, right, I'm amazing. They're reminding you and they're supporting you and they're like holding the space for who you actually are. You're allowed to have that. Okay? And you accept it and you know it and you remember. You remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king. Okay? Look hard. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah. The whole like filter thing. Just think of that like with the Lion King, you know, and like Rafiki comes and he like hits him on the head. I think a lot of you just need to be like hit on the head, okay? And he looks into the pond. This is the filter thing. And he's like, I just see what I see. Look harder. You're important. You're valuable. You're amazing. Look harder. Who are you? Look harder. And let other people be part of who that is. Let them be part of it. Matthew. But if they're just telling you things that you're like, yeah, I am great, and then they go away, does you being great vanish with them? You thought it when they were saying it to you. Why don't you think it when they're gone? Does them going away mean you're not great? No, you're giving that meaning. Them not being here anymore doesn't mean you're like suddenly not great. And chances are, like, if you have a belief like that, if you have some kind of like assumption like, oh, people are like fickle, you can't really trust them. Again, like I think a lot of people have trust issues. Can't really trust what they say. Like you're starving for something that you could just like, it's there. It's true. Comes from me, it comes from them. It comes all over the place. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's already 1 o'clock. I got like so much more passionate about this than I expected. I know sometimes it can be like a really, look, okay, I'll just say this. Like it's a really compelling story of like, no one else believed in me. I had to do it myself. I'm an island. I think I'm the best and everyone else is against me. Like, hey, yo, if that's what you want, if that's truly in your heart what you want, blessings. Go forth. Go forth. Okay? But if there is a part of you that's like, you know what I actually want is I want to know my greatness. I want to know it so much that no one can take it from me. And I also want people in my life that remind me when I slip, that celebrate me, that like acknowledge me and see me for that. And I can have both. I can have it all. If that's what I want, I can have it. What do I actually want? Not what do I think I can get? Not what do I think is moral? Not what do I think is easiest or like most convenient for everyone around me again? What do I actually want? And if that's already here, if I just accept that that's already true, put my goggles on, the water clears, that's already here, that's already true. How do I step into that? How do I read those pages? Okay. I'm gonna go have a slice of my bread. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the best bread I've ever had. Okay, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's almost February, finally. I mean, yes. I've dabbled in everything. I know enough about separation is the only illusion. I'll say that. Which is also why, like, I'm really trying to get across, like, you thinking, like, it's like you or me. I get what I want, or like you get what you want. That's a fallacy. That's not how it actually works. That's not how it works. It only works like that if you assume it's like that. If you think it's a zero-sum game, okay, fine. But there's a way that like we're connected. We actually are connected, and like, and acknowledging and letting that connection actually exist makes us all better. I have beautiful ears. Okay. Yo, Running Man. Okay. You guys are so funny. All right, I love you guys so much. I guess I might not be going live next Saturday. We'll see. I'll be going live on the Wednesday though. Yeah, I just have some work. We'll see how it plays out. I might not be able to, but I will let you know. Otherwise, I go live on Wednesdays at 7. And Wednesdays are weird. They're just like wildcard days, and we just talk about whatever you want to talk about. And yeah, I guess like I'll do 2 more of these like love this like love series. So if there is something that you like particularly deal with or are going through and you want me to cover that, please like write a comment or like shoot me a message or something. Let me know. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Josh. Amazing moderator. Okay. Love you. Bye.